It's also very possible.
Hello, everyone. If you could please start taking your seats. We have a wonderful, full-packed program for you. You guys quieted down really fast. We're not starting quite yet. I didn't think you guys would be that fast. That never happens at Lively Cafe. Everybody ignores me. But please help yourself to the lunch. It's on the tables for you. If you need a vegetarian meal, please let us know. And I will be back in just a moment. Thank you.
they're like, but having to get a hearing. So, yeah.
That's a big difference for me.
Yeah.
She was working 9 to 5 and mom was
You got a big job. Thank you. How are you?
Everything and anything. Y'all doing all right? No, Jenny got called out of town. She's changing the world as she does. So, yeah, so you're stuck with me. Right. You marry a powerful woman, right? That's right. Very proud. What are you guys? Secretary of State. You're rolling with our Secretary of State in Florida? Yes. Are you? Absolutely. Let me put this down. Thanks for joining us. This is fantastic. Hey man, I like the colors. It matches the shirt real well.
Yeah, I know. I realize. Laurel comes to parties with us. I do this my she was
I don't know how y'all did too. I'm very she is. Yep. You doing all right? I've never heard any bad things, so that's pretty good look. How's it going? Sit. I'm right behind you, so there we go. Yeah, it's great to see you.
Technical cue. You're here now. We can get started. Where's Andrew? Gotta get Andrew. I'm sorry, sorry. How would you? Not with my staff.
Hello, everyone. Please take your seats. Please help yourself to the food that is in front of you. Welcome, everyone, to the 2022 Trailblazer Luncheon. So wonderful to see you here in person, all your shining faces. Yay! Eat your lunches. I am Kathleen Brennan, President of the Board of Directors for the Oasis Center for Women and Girls. With me today is Andrea Jones. She is a founding member of Oasis and a former 3-term board member. The amazing Andrea, thank you for being here. This is our 14th year having a community-wide celebration for Women's History Month. And today is also International Women's Day. Yay! Just like we planned it. It worked out that way. As we get started, I'd like to share with you a little about the Oasis Center for Women and Girls. Our mission is to improve the lives of women and girls through celebration and support. And we envision a world where women and girls thrive through every stage of life. Please visit our website to learn more about our important work and upcoming exciting happenings. Thank you all for recognizing Women's History Month and how vital it is. You know, it began as a grassroots movement when women realized that their accomplishments were not in history books. This luncheon is part of making that work visible in a very big way. Congratulations to the honorees and their families who are joining us today. And a warm welcome to our elected officials. We're fortunate to have so many here. So please stand so we can recognize you, all our elected officials.
We want to give a big thank you to our superstar sponsors. Because of your support, we can honor the legacy of women in Tallahassee and shine a spotlight on the contributions that women make to our community. Superstar sponsors, we have Comcast, Tallahassee Woman Magazine, Tallahassee Community College. Thank you so very much. Today, we are honored to have Dr. Ben Murdoch, the president of DCC, to come up and provide some greetings.
Wow, what a crowd. This is exciting to be here today to honor the trailblazers in our community. Every time we have an opportunity to get together to celebrate and to recognize the excellence that we are so blessed to have in this community, it's just wonderful. So I'm just proud to be in the room with all of you, and particularly looking forward to hearing about and celebrating all of the women who are being honored today. And a special thanks to what you all do every day for women and girls in our community. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Murdoch. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. We also want to thank our student sponsors. And then also, we cannot go on without our advocate and ally sponsors listed here. Please be sure and look through your programs, and anytime you see someone that's listed as a sponsor, thank them for their support and all the work that's going on because of their support.
So on your tables, there's postcards, and they say, "Strong women, may we know them, may we be them, may we raise them." Please take a few minutes today and write a postcard to a woman in your life who's inspired you, encouraged you, helped you. If you write it and address it, leave it in the basket on the t-shirt table and we'll mail it for you. Or if you prefer to do it later, please take it with you. If you'd like a few more, they're on the t-shirt table. Just be sure to do it.
The Tallahassee City Commission and the Leon County Board of Commissioners declared the month of March 2022 to be Women's History Month. We'd like to welcome City Commissioner Diane Williams Cox and Leon County Commissioner Carol Cummings to come up and share the proclamations.
Good afternoon. It is certainly my pleasure to be here among so many great women in the Tallahassee community. And I'm honored to be joined by Diane Williams Cox, who is also a city commissioner. So I'm here on behalf of the Leon County Commission, where we have adopted a resolution on behalf of Women's History Month, and the city has done the same. So Commissioner Cox might have a word to say afterwards. We will read the various resolutions to you all.
Thank you, and it is indeed a pleasure to be with you. Normally, I'm here with Commissioner Dozier, but I understand she's been honored today, so she's taking the day off. And so it is, I'm very proud to be here with you, Madam Commissioner. And if I may, today being Women's History, this being Women's History Month, and today being Women's International Women's Day, I'd like to take a point of personal privilege if I could. Someone very special just walked into the room, and you need to know her. I know that we have 25 women you need to know, but there's one that just walked in the room that you need to know, and you're gonna hear this name often. Attorney Aramis Ayola, please stand. What is even more important is that this morning, she kicked off her campaign to be the Attorney General for the state of Florida. So, we want to congratulate her on taking that bold step. I remember many years ago at one of these lunches, where's Kelly? Kelly always said that there are not enough women candidates running. Right, Kelly? All right, so we're doing our part to make sure we get women candidates to run for office. Let's don't run for mine. No, seriously. Women, we can do anything we put our minds to. And so let's put our minds to doing the good work for the state of Florida and for these United States and the world. So the proclamation.
Thank you. The proclamations are similar, basically the same, except one is signed by the Board of County Commissioners, the other one is signed by the city commissioners. So, the mayor is signed by the mayor. So I will begin. Whereas Leon County recognizes that women of every race, class, and ethnic background have made historic contributions to the growth and strength of our community, the state of Florida, our nation, and the global community in countless recorded and unrecorded ways. And whereas Leon County recognizes that women have played and continue to play a crucial economic, cultural, and social role in every sphere of the life of our community by constituting a significant portion of the labor force working inside and outside of the home.
And whereas the city of Tallahassee recognizes that women were integral in the establishment of early charitable, philanthropic, and cultural institutions in our community, and whereas the city of Tallahassee recognizes that women of every race, class, and ethnic background served as early leaders in the forefront of every major progressive social change movement, and
whereas Leon County recognizes that women have been leaders not only in securing their own rights of equal opportunity, but also in the abolitionist movement, the emancipation movement, the industrial labor movement, the civil rights movement, and other movements which create a more fair and just society for all. And whereas Leon County recognizes that despite these contributions, the role of women in history has been consistently overlooked and undervalued in the literature, teaching, and study of American history.
Whereas the participation of the City of Tallahassee women in these events has changed the course of history for the betterment of us all and is esteemed and valued by our community. Now therefore, he, John E. Davis, by the authority vested in him as mayor of the City of Tallahassee, do hereby recognize the month of March as and May 8, 2022 as
Women History Month and
International Women's Day.
and Women's History Day in honor and celebration of the perseverance and strength of women and the significant contributions that women have made to both Leon County and our country, and further resolve that we, as citizens of Leon County, should strive to continue the positive development of the young women in our community as they grow into our future leaders. Dated March 2022 and signed by our chairman, Bill Proctor of the Leon County Commission, as well as the signature of all the other commissioners. Thank you, congratulations.
Thank you for this. And thank you to Commissioner Williams-Cox and Commissioner Cummings for taking the time to present this proclamation, and importantly, supporting it through the city and county commissions. Thank you again. We are very honored to be joined by Sally Bradshaw as our keynote speaker. Sally is the owner and operator of Midtown Reader, which she had opened back in 2016, and which also provides wide-ranging content and programming. She has an extensive career in the political arena that has spanned 3 decades. She served as Chief of Staff to Governor Bush and worked on both the 1988 and 1992 presidential campaigns with George H.W. Bush, and while in the White House served as an Associate Director of Political Affairs and a lot more. Her community service is evident. She's been very active in Leon County, and we are very fortunate to have Sally Bradshaw as our keynote speaker. Please welcome her to the podium.
This is so exciting. I don't think I've been around this many people in 2 years. So I'm thrilled. So thank you, Kelly, for doing this. It is truly an honor to be here with you celebrating Women's History Month, and specifically the terrific work of the Oasis Center. As you know, since 2007, Oasis has worked to empower women and girls, to help form connections, and to provide resources and tools that help all of us achieve our goals. Kelly, thank you. Here's Kelly, somewhere in here. Recognizing this need in our community and taking action to help lift women up over the last 15 years. From mental health counseling to a Girls Can Do Anything camp, which sounds like a lot of fun to me, to a single mom support group, to training women to run for office, which was referenced earlier. Oasis is truly changing women's lives, and as a result, changing our community for the better. So thank you for that. I have a confession to make. While we are here today to specifically celebrate women, and in particular Women's History Month, I've never spent a lot of time thinking about Women's History Month. I actually had to look the website up to learn the background of the celebration. don't tell anyone. I'll give you, if anybody is like me in the audience, I'll give you a little background. Started by President Carter, Women's History Month was established to recognize and celebrate women's extraordinary achievements. This is obviously an important effort, and it's critical we be reminded, I think, of the challenging and life-changing struggles of female trailblazers, like Susan B. Anthony, who gave us the right to vote, Sally Ride, our first woman in space, Kamala Harris, our first female vice president. This year's Women's History Month theme is providing healing and promoting hope, which is an obvious tribute to caregivers and first responders on the front line of the COVID pandemic over the last 2 years. Women have in many ways always been healers, but now we can count among our ranks physicians, scientists, nurses, emergency personnel, school leaders, and others who have led the effort to provide care and steer us through an incredibly challenging crisis. And I want anybody who served on the front lines of that effort to stand today. Anybody involved in the healthcare industry or involved at the county and city level to get us through the last 2 years. Please stand so we can thank you. Chief Medical Officer of our largest hospital, TMH, is a woman tasked with coordinating community efforts to fight the pandemic. Many of you know her, Dr. Andrea Farrell. The COO of Capital Regional Medical Center is a woman responsible for, as someone told me yesterday, essentially running the hospital. Elizabeth Payne, you may know Elizabeth and Andrea. The CEO of one of our most active charitable organizations during the pandemic, United Way of the Big Bend, is a woman, Bernice Cox. I think Bernice is here somewhere today. And I think the majority of the leaders of local charitable organizations in our community are women. On a national and international level, women have had a huge role in managing the pandemic. Dr. Rochelle Walensky, as you know, is head of the CDC. We see her every night on the news providing updated information to the public and spearheading our treatment programs. Dr. Kizmiki Corbett, a name you may not know, is the remarkable young woman who actually started the effort to develop the coronavirus vaccine, which led to the development of the Moderna shot. So given these women, you may say, Sally, why haven't you spent time thinking about Women's History Month? It's certainly worthy of reflection, and these women are worthy of our recognition and our great gratitude. Most women don't seek recognition, and we're not very good at pausing to reflect on our achievements or those of other women. We're good at quietly working to heal wounds and finding inclusive solutions to problems. Women are collegial, we're collaborative, and contrary to stereotype, we are amazingly drama-free. We simply do not have the time. It can still, however, be tough in the professional world on women. There's more opportunity than ever for women in the workplace, but occasionally old biases creep back in. And I don't necessarily mean biases of others. I decided a long time ago, if I waited for other people to adjust their attitudes about me, I would live a life of disappointment and frustration. Instead, like you, I put my head down, I do the work, and in doing so, realize that changing myself is significantly more important than changing others. Because many times others aren't responsible for my lack of progress. Self-doubt, insecurity, exhaustion, all feed the challenges that we face. Second-guessing ourselves, fear of being assertive and offending someone, falling back into patterns and habits that set us even further behind. So how best do we tackle these challenges? I thought I would share a few lessons that I've tried to learn over the course of my professional life. Lessons that hopefully provide healing and promote hope as we move beyond the pandemic. My guess is that these lessons embody not only my professional story, but yours. First, lock arms with other women. learn this simple, but very powerful lesson: lock arms with other women. So what does it mean to lock arms with women in a professional context? Don't be afraid to surround yourself with other strong women and allow them to be your support structure. And when you have their support, don't be afraid to lean in and be heard. A friend once told me that women need to sit at the table more. I thought she was speaking metaphorically, but when I asked her to explain, she said, notice how not enough women actually grab a seat in a meeting and sit at a table. That's for roll my eyes, I thought that's ridiculous, until a couple of weeks later, I actually attended a meeting where every single woman in attendance was sitting away from the table against the wall. Every man was sitting at the table. And let's just say, with apologies to our friends and brothers in the audience, there was a dense cloud of mansplaining hanging over their head. You have ideas. You have insight. You can get things done. Sit at the table and do it with other women. Other women are not our competition. They are our allies. They are our friends. So what's next? I'm going to tell you a story you may have heard many times, but it bears repeating. It's the throw the starfish cat story. One of my favorites. You know it. A beach is covered in thousands of starfish, stranded on the hot sand. A woman walks along the beach. She's picking up starfish. She's throwing them back in the water one at a time. A man comes along. For purposes of my story, it's always going to be a man. And he asks her why she's bothering. There's so many starfish. She's not making any difference. She stares at the man. She picks up another starfish. She throws it back in the water. And she says, well, it made a difference to that one, didn't it? Revolutions start one starfish at a time. They start one person at a time, one table at a time. Do what you have to do to move the needle. Moving the needle in our community is the only way we are going to deal with the challenges of poverty, homelessness, crime, education, all of which are critical to our future growth and success, and the growth and success of women and girls in our community. Moving the needle takes risk. It requires thick skin. You will be criticized. There might even be a zing or two offered up in your honor in the Tallahassee Democrat. It will require you to change as much as you change others. But moving the needle does not always require marching on the Capitol. Doesn't always require being an activist. You can start by simply throwing back that one starfish. And finally, and this is a really tough lesson for me, so I'll admit that from the beginning, we have to start believing the best. I'm not gonna lie. We have all been tested in huge ways over the last several years, and I used to serve in the political process where this was a very, very hard thing to do. Our state and nation's political divide continues, especially during Thanksgiving. And the lens through which we view each other is skewed by social media and our own wrong assumptions. Our frustration with each other may seem insurmountable, but it's not. This past week, I stood in line at the Publix behind a young mom wearing a t-shirt for a politician with whom I vehemently disagree. I mean, it was all I could do not to channel my inner Karen, with apologies to those of you who say something, and say something that I would regret later. But right at the moment when I thought I might, a small child ran up to the woman and said, "Mama, can I please have some M&Ms?" Who among us has not been right there with her? A mom exhausted from working all day, worrying about the cost of groceries, the cost of gas, said exactly what I would have said, despite us being polar opposites on the political front. "Yes, honey, you can have some M&Ms, and will you grab me a bag too?" And then the little girl said, "I love you, Mama." How can I not smile at her and knowingly nod? We have to stop assuming the worst about each other. We have to meet each other where we are, and when we do, what we'll find is that we have much more in common than we think. Now, there may be those of you who say M&M's for supper. How irresponsible, how not nutritious. To that I say, come on. Who among us has not been there? And to those who say, it's always important to speak truth. I agree with you. The question is how to speak it in a way that actually changes hearts and minds. I don't know this woman's circumstances, how hard her life is, what is happening to her family during a challenging time, why she ended up in that particular t-shirt. It's probably safe to say I can't change her in the moment, but I can try to show a little more grace, a little more compassion, a little less judgment by believing the best about her. If we do that, one person at a time, I know we can work together to find areas on which we agree, around which we can actually problem solve. Leading with what's wrong, how we disagree, why we disagree, that's never going to work. We have to lead with what we share. We have to believe the best. Tallahassee, as you know, is a rare and remarkable community. It's a place of great diversity, but a place where labels cannot and must not define the discussion. It's a town of lifelong learners and achievers, people who care deeply about our future. Our trailblazers, honored today by Oasis, lock arms with other women. They throw the starfish back probably too many times to count. And hopefully, each of them starts conversations about believing the best about each other. Those are the real lessons of Women's History Month. Those are the small things that done together can add up. And together, we're an unstoppable force for change, for healing, and for hope. Thank you.
Thank you, Sally. That was inspiring. We're so grateful for you to be here today.
Hello, that was so wonderful. Thank you so much, Sally. I'm inspired. And I love the starfish story, so that was wonderful. But hello, good afternoon. My name is Stephanie Shoemate, and this is Audrey Goff. And we're honored to serve on the board of directors for the Oasis Center for Women and Girls and the co-chairs of this year's Luncheon. And I will echo what Sally said. It is so wonderful to see all these amazing shining faces smiling back at us instead of on a computer screen. So today we are together to celebrate and honor the women and girls in our community who have made, are making, and will continue to make a difference. We're going to start it off here. So the first award is the Girls Can Do Anything Award, and it's given to girls under the age of 18 in the Tallahassee, Leon County area who have made significant contributions to our way of life. Despite their young age, they have seized the opportunity to use their talents, hard work, and skills and service to make our community better. This year's Girls Can Do Anything Award is presented to Amaya Wayman, who I am so pleased to know through leadership, Youth Leadership Tallahassee. So let's give a round of applause for Amaya. Amaya started to worry about girls in the community who could not afford to buy menstrual products or who didn't have easy access to them at school. Deciding to change that, Amaya created a project called Girl Flow, whose motto is, every student should be able to maintain their dignity and self-pride. Her goal is to make sure period products are accessible and available to all female students in Leon County. Amaya has written for grants, and if anyone in here has written a grant, you know how hard it is. collaborated with school board and other community partners to disrupt period poverty and promote period positivity. As a result of community effort that started with her efforts, free period product dispensers are now available in every Leon County school. Please join me, we already have given so many applause, so we can give one. So please join me in thanking and congratulating Amaya for setting the world on fire, standing up for what she believes, and proving girls really can do anything.
Hello, everyone. First and foremost, I just want to thank Oasis Center for Women and Girls for selecting me for the Girls Can Do Anything Award. I want to let everyone know that you all need to dream and understand that when you dream, you can achieve anything. Why? Because you are a dreamer, you are an innovator. Girls can do anything, women can do anything, but together we can do anything. Thank you.
The next award is the Unsung Shiro Award. This award is given to a woman who makes the world turn but seldom receives light and awareness for it. These women often strive for change beyond the spotlight and offer daily support that touches lives and makes a difference. This year's Unsung Shiro goes to Patricia Holiday. Holiday recently retired from the city of Tallahassee, where she was responsible for administering the human service funding programs through programs like Community Human Service Project. During her time with the city, Pat administered more than $20 million in human service funding. Her nomination in part read, "Pat is the epitome of integrity. She stands up for her beliefs and she doesn't let anything compromise them." It's not surprising that after a few months of retiring, she went on to become a board member of the United Partners for Human Services to continue her service to our community. Please join me in congratulating Pat Holiday.
Thank you so much, Mayor, and I see Commissioner. Many of my mentors out here support people, so thank you so much for being here. And also, definitely thank you, Rack the Meal, and Miss Steele, my volunteers that have been faithful with me for over 20 years. They were my volunteers, and I think they deserve a well round of applause as well. Commit themselves to this community, and that's what it's all about. I want to thank the board of directors of the Oasis Center for Women and Girls for this award. And most importantly, I want to thank all of you and for Kelly Oddie being a leader, a champion of women, and definitely honoring the great accomplishments and contributions of women and girls. I also want to honor today my mother, who died way too soon. Miss Frankie Gibson died at the age of 64. But she instilled in me a willingness to give because she was a community volunteer. And she made all of her children volunteer in the community as well. And last of all, I want to thank my family, my friends, and all the people who have supported me throughout the years. I've learned so much from you, for I am nothing without the love of others. I've always understood that, and I hope we all understand that we're nothing without the love of others. That is what matters every single day. When you get up, be genuine to yourself, care about another human being more than yourself. When I'm at my lowest day, know what I would do at work? I'd come that day at work and do something kind for others, and it would automatically lift me up. When you lift someone else up, you lift yourself up. That is always the case. When you shine, But most importantly, I want to thank you, God, the God that I love to serve, for giving me the strength and courage to accomplish my life's work while maintaining my sense of dignity and my sense of self and my sense of peace. Thank you so much for this.
Congratulations, Pat, thank you. So the Trailblazer Award is given to women who carve their own path, smash through glass ceilings, set barriers ablaze in pursuit of their dreams, and are positive change makers in our community. With vision, courage, and unwavering will, they make a way a little easier for those who come after. Ooh, yes, I was on the right page, sorry. I was like, oh Lord. Elevating the cause of access and acknowledgement for women and girls. We honor their contributions to the well-being of our community today. The first Trailblazer, third Trailblazer we're honoring today is Dr. Yana Burris-Verstoffel. And yes, round of applause. So her nomination, and one of the reasons she was recognized, is Dr. Verstoffel was the first female OBGYN in Tallahassee. In a field that was predominantly male at the time she moved to Tallahassee in 1983. She opened her solo practice and has continued providing care to the women of Tallahassee for the last 39 years. At this point, she has delivered thousands of babies, one of them being me 36 years ago today. And my mom chose her as her doctor because she was the first female in Tallahassee, so it means a lot to people. But she has a unique opportunity to now deliver babies of the women that she herself delivered in the past, not me, so not only is she a leading physician in Tallahassee for VBAC deliveries, notable low cesarean section rates, and excellence in robotic surgery. She's the first robotically trained female OBGYN in Tallahassee too. I mean, it's amazing. But she's also achieved all of this while concurrently raising 8 amazing children of her own. So let's please thank Dr. Verstoffel for being a glass-shattering trailblazer.
I would like to say that I would like to shoot my daughter who provided this nomination. And I will say that my uterus was very good at providing 4 amazing women as well as 4 amazing males. And the 4 amazing females are trailblazers themselves. My eldest is a professor, a PhD, teaching. My second is an engineer at Georgia Tech. My third is my new partner in OBGYN, who I'm really not happy with right now because I'm standing here. And my fourth is a student now in medicine here at FSU. I do want to share a story. By the way, I have 4 amazing sons who are equally accomplished, but we'll do that on another day. I do want to share one story that somebody reminded me of just a moment ago. When I first came to town, I had to open up a practice solo, and I had to borrow money. So I went to the bank, local, and said, I need to borrow $100,000 to start my practice. And they said, okay, you can do that, but you'll have to have your husband co-sign on that loan. Okay? My husband also came to town and started a practice, and he had to borrow money at the bank. Did I have to sign his co-sign loan? No. 10 years later, I refurbished my office and went to the same bank, said I need to borrow money, and I'll be damned did my husband. Thank you.
next Trailblazer Award, we recognize Kristen Dozier. At 17, while a senior at Sale High School, Kristen advocated with the district to mandate celebrating Women's History Month in all Leon County schools. When she spoke with the then Leon County Supervisor of Secondary Education, he informed Kristen that he would distribute her announcement when she could tell him when Men's History Month would be. Instead of giving up or backing down, Kristen advocated harder. She studied her world history book and noted that only 27 out of 812 pages had any information about women. And with the help of her mentor, Representative Marjorie Turnbull, who is here, her principal, Roseanne Wood, who is also here, and Tallahassee Democrat editor Marianne Lindley, also here, created a plan and took the conversation public. There was an article in the Democrat, she made calls, she talked with school board members and with other district staff, and she made it happen. 30 years ago, this month, it became required that every school in Leon County celebrate Women's History. How wonderful that this, today, is our 30th anniversary of that important event. Everyone, please help me welcome and congratulate Commissioner Dozier.
Thank you all very much. It is wonderful to see you in person. And Sally, as you said, lock arms with other women. I want to recognize my mom, who's here, Noreen Cardia. She recently, thank you, Mom, and for raising two, our three wonderful, strong daughters. My sister Vanessa's over here. We took her encouragement, and yes, my father's and everyone else, but we're going to focus on the women. Recently, she gave me an ERA shirt that I wore at 2 or 3 years old, and that just shows you how long she has been fighting this fight. Thank you. At Sale, you just heard Roseanne. Thank you for being here today. Marianne Lindley wrote a column. Having other women support is incredible. And when I decided to run for office the first time in 2010, I found a note that Representative Marjorie Turnbull wrote to me after seeing the column in the paper. And I was able to show that to Marjorie. So I am surrounded today, we are surrounded by women who have had our backs, who have locked arms for decades. And we are there linking arms with everyone else and keeping you going. And you saw me bring something up. This is the original proclamation that I was given at 16. It was actually 16, yeah. That's okay. And it's been in my office for a long time. I've got to show it to a lot of young people as they come through the office. But I think its home really deserves to be Oasis. And so everyone can see it there. And the young girls and the women who go in can be reminded that our county schools will always recognize Women's History Month.
The next Trailblazer is recognizing Dr. Kimberly Moore. Anyone who has ever met Kim knows what an extraordinary force she is. She is a glass-shattering trailblazer. Dr. Moore was the first woman and the first person of color to lead Workforce Plus, now CareerSource Capital Region, which is the agency that oversees unemployment compensation programs, unemployment insurance for Gaston, Leon, and McCullough counties. She's the first female to serve as Vice President of Workforce Development at TCC, which offers customized courses and services to enhance careers, improve business effectiveness, and support returning adult learners to Tallahassee. Dr. Moore was also the first person of color and non-resident to serve as the President of the McCullough County Chamber of Commerce. And just last month, she earned her doctorate, 6 months earlier than projected. Dr. Moore is a community servant, serving countless leadership roles, including as a board trustee at Florida A&M University. Please help me congratulate Dr. Kimberly Moore for her leadership and contributions.
to just be in the presence of so many great women and just realizing and thinking about the struggle of the journey. I am thankful for Oasis and the great voice that you provide on this very important issue. I am thankful for my tribe that supports me and keeps me, and certainly to President Jim Murdoch, who has invested in me for the longest. I appreciate that greatly. I think it's so important that we celebrate the voices and the work of women. I think it's important because when we do that, we not only open that door wider for the opportunities that they can experience, but certainly we realize that we can break and shatter so many other glass ceilings, that we can do that. We can do that together. And so with that, I want to say thank you, and to all the women, and also say, follow the path. Don't follow the path, blaze the trail, because that's what we're doing. Thank you.
So we are very happy to be honoring our Trailblazer Deputy Chief Tanya Bryant-Smith. Tanya Smith was honored today for her groundbreaking role as the first Black woman to be named Deputy Chief within the Tallahassee Police Department. That's a huge deal. Huge deal. Deputy Chief Smith was a long and storied career in law enforcement, serving in crime prevention as a supervisor of counterterrorism at the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, and overseeing an 8-man squad of the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement. Also serving FBI agents embedded in the FDLE and president of the North Florida chapter of the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement. So today she oversees internal and external affairs, training, employees, and community relations, the TBD Youth Advisory Council, and newly constituted Citizens Advisory Council. When we asked her for some words of wisdom for other women and girls working to achieve their dreams, Deputy Chief Smith said, never let anyone tell you you can't do anything. So clearly, she's followed her own advice. And let's give her a huge round of applause and congratulate Deputy Chief Tanya Smith for being a 2023
I wonder who wrote all that. Thank you all so much for this. Is absolutely amazing. This is my 30th year in law enforcement, and I can say that I absolutely enjoy going to work every day. My passion is the kids, and just I'm thankful for my team that came to support me. And I brought several women with me as well, and we have our man in the building. He surrounded himself and he's not looking wrong. So again, thank you all for this huge honor. I appreciate it.
Our final trailblazer today is Barbie Morrow. Now, Barbie had a baby girl 3 weeks ago, and she isn't able to be here today, but she is watching on live stream. Hi, Barbie. When we reached out to Barbie to tell her she'd been chosen as a trailblazer, she was very surprised. This served as an opportunity not only to remind us, and hopefully you, that trailblazers are all ages and working in every sector and field. Barbie is the first Hispanic woman to own and operate a commercial coffee roasting business in Tallahassee and possibly the region. She has a history of working in the nonprofit sector, and when she started working for Red Eye Coffee as a chief operating officer 4 years ago, it was all very new to her. But she caught on quick. She became the CEO 2 years later and became this year the first solo owner. Barbie has been blazing trails since she was the first generation Cuban American college graduate in her family. One of the things we admire most about Barbie is her commitment to our community. Red Eye frequently donates money, goods, and space to benefit all of us. She's a trailblazer, an entrepreneur, and a community servant. Please welcome Trailblazing Barbie to the screen.
so congrats. As a friend, I'm excited for her. So last year, the board of directors created a new award, and it was the Legacy Award. This award will be given to a woman from Tallahassee whose lifelong trailblazing work is extraordinary and community changing. For the second year, we are honored to have Mayor of Tallahassee, John Daly, here to present the Legacy Award. Thank you for being here, Mr. Mayor Daly. If you'll come up and take some.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is my honor and privilege to be here today to present this award. And first and foremost, let me say congratulations to all of the award winners and for all the amazing work that you've done here in our community. I want to thank the Oasis Center for keeping this tradition alive and for all of the incredible work that you do here in the Tallahassee-Leon County area. I want to take a second to thank Diane and Carolyn for representing the city and the county so well with the proclamations. Thank you. I also want to take a point of personal privilege. We have the Secretary of State of the state of Florida, Laurel Lee, who has joined us as well. Thank you so much. And then on today of all days, anywhere in the state of Florida, you are with us for lunch, and we really, really appreciate you joining us. And Jenny and I are proud to be sponsors of the event today. Unfortunately, Jenny cannot join me. She was called out of town to save the world. Many of you know that she is by far the strongest woman in my life, next to my mother, Sarah Ann. I surround myself with strong women, but Jenny does send her regards quite as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present the 2022 Legacy Award to a true community servant that is no stranger to any of us. Representative Marjorie Turnbull. Representative Turnbull, if you will please come join me on the stage. I'm actually a little nervous because I don't want to mess this up. I want to do the best I can. Marjorie Turnbull was first elected as the Leon County Commissioner in 1988, where she served with distinction until 1994. In 1994, Marjorie became the first woman from the Leon County to be elected to the Florida House of Representatives, representing District 9 until the year 2000. While serving as a state representative, Marjorie also served as the executive director of the Tallahassee Community College Foundation until her retirement in 2006. Marjorie's positive impact on our community can be felt in every corner of Tallahassee, and I believe each and every one of you will agree with me. Amen. She has served on the Challenger Learning Center Board of Directors, the Gadsden Arts Center Board of Directors, the Tallahassee Memorial Hospital Board of Directors, the United Way Board of Directors, the Economic Club of Florida Board of Directors, the Big Bend Hospice Foundation Board of Directors, the Children's Home Society Board of Directors. She is a founding director of Tallahassee's Prime Meridian Bank, and I'm pleased to see the bank is well represented here as well. Thank you. And of course, we all also know her fine work that she has served as a member of the Board of Trustees of Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, right here in our backyard. The Oasis Center recognized Marjorie in 2009 as one of their first Trailblazers, and today, of all days, on International Women's Day, we recognize a lifetime of servant leadership, a true legacy here in Tallahassee. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you your 2022 Legacy Award winner, Representative Marjorie Turnbull.
This is really overwhelming. I'm seldom speechless, but I'm having trouble coming up with words right now. When I started out in Leon County, a group of professional women, we would get together and we would talk about how we could meet in a phone booth. Yeah. And now when I stand here and look out at this amazing, amazing group of women and the other women that have been recognized today, it is overwhelming. I am so grateful to the Oasis Center for doing what it does, continues to do in the lives of women and girls in this community, and to make such a difference in giving hope and encouragement to so many women. I'm a little uncomfortable though, standing up here and looking out at you and having you think that I think this is about me. I feel like this stage in back of me ought to be full of all of you that have in one way or another affected my life. Whether it was through giving me advice, whether it was through saying a kind word when a kind word was needed, whether it was telling me when I was wrong, and just being there and encouraging and making me aware that I could take risks, like running for public office, at a time when I wasn't sure myself. So I thank you so much for this. It is such an honor to be here, just to be with you, be among you, to feel your energy, to know what you're doing for this community. Thank you.
What a legacy of service that Margie Turnbull has done and continues. One first one that I remember, there was a plaque that was being put up, and I looked over and I saw Margie Turnbull handing out water. And it was such an example of service and leadership. So thank you for that, and congratulations. And thank you, Mayor, for helping us with this special award. I want to point out Dr. Michelle Litchens over there, one of our superstar sponsors. She's the publisher of the Tallahassee Women magazine. Thank you for coming. Everyone, please give a round of applause for all of these amazing women and girls honored here today. Commissioner Dozier, Dr. Moore, Barbie Morrow, and Deputy Chief Brian Smith, and of course, Representative Turnbull. Thank you so much. And you all look so wonderful.
Thank you, Andrea. Wow, what a wonderful kickoff to Women's History Month. Please think of ways to honor women who have made a difference in your life, not only in March, but throughout the year. So don't forget to send the postcards to a strong woman or girl in your life, the ones that are on your tables. Someone will be very happy to receive it. Thank you also to our sponsors for making the event possible, and congratulations to our honorees. Honorees, please stay behind for a minute or two so we can get a group photo. Also, all past Trailblazers, unsung heroes, and Girls Can Do Anything honorees who are present, if you would please, all honorees and all of them, please stand up. We just want to give one more round of applause. Again, please stick around. We want to get a picture of you. A special thank you to Trent Smith, who is a longtime supporter and he's handled all the technology. Woo-hoo. A big shout out to our very hardworking board of directors who are listed on our website, and nope, they're not coming up. Are they? No, a lot of you have already talked to, I mean, they're already here. So, and finally, a huge thank you goes to our amazing event co-chairs, Audrey Goff and Stephanie Shoemake, and staff member Mary Dushko. Everyone else, thank you for believing in women and girls. Have a great rest of your day.